I feel and see myself slowly becoming a car guy. Not like a yeah, 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 but just just a guy who's fixing and maintaining his own car. $135. Let's hope it's worth it. So I just picked up 11 quarts of transmission fluid and I picked up one bottle of power steering fluid for my Honda Element. A couple days ago, I got back from a 17-day road trip. On that road trip, my radiator had busted open and I needed to halt the road trip for 2 days while I replaced the radiator. I continued the trip, made it back safely, and now I'm back here on a mission to top everything off, replace fluids, and change parts that need to be changed. And I live in my car. I just want to keep it in tip-top shape. I never knew that changing your transmission oil was a different process than changing your engine oil. I learned that you don't want to just immediately dump a bunch of new fluid in there because that can shock your system. Pretty much your old transmission oil has dirt and like debris that kind of hold the pieces together in your transmission. And if you just flush it and throw a bunch of new oil in there or new transmission fluid, it can pretty much wipe away all the good debris that's holding things together, and next time you drive your car, it'll shock the system. I didn't know that. So what I'm about to do is the drain and fill method. Pretty much going to do this process 3 separate times in order to fully clean out old transmission fluid without shocking the system. So every time you drain the transmission pan, you are draining around 3 to 3.5 quarts of bad transmission fluid. And in that same process, you're going to replace that same amount of fluid with new fluid. And each time you do that, you are cleaning the old fluid by 33% each time you do that process. So 33% times 3, your fluid should be good after the 3rd time. All right, so after you refill the transmission, you want to turn on the car, let it idle for a little bit, I guess 3 minutes or so, and cycle through your gears, your Prindle. Reverse, neutral, drive, 2, 1, low. So it's been about 4 minutes now. I'm just gonna shift through the gears, chill here for 30 seconds, let that new fluid run through the system. And I'm gonna do that for each one, keeping my foot on the brake. Fluid that is currently draining is already a lot lighter than the first cycle I did. All right, it has now been a couple weeks since the first 3 drain and fills that I did. Car's running smooth, running great. The transitions are honestly perfect, almost seamless. But I am gonna do one more drain and fill because I had purchased this transmission filter. I'm gonna do one more drain and fill just to be sure that all my fluids and the filter itself are all changed at the same time and they are as new as possible. Bruh, I'm about to get fluid all over me because with the radiator, these hoses are a I feel and see myself slowly becoming a car guy. Not like a yeah, 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 but just just a guy who's fixing and maintaining his own car. I've replaced my rear and front brake pads. I do my own oil changes. I had to replace my radiator. I've replaced my door lock actuator. I'm working on my transmission filter right now. It's pretty dope. I have no idea what this tool is. It seems to be some type of cable cutter. I bought it when I was replacing my radiator, and it worked perfectly for these little hose clamps. Because using traditional pliers just wasn't cutting it for me. So I bought these cable cutters that worked really well. finished the filter swap. I did my last drain and fill, and things are running nice and smooth. I did end up using this Volvoline Red ATF fluid rather than the genuine Honda fluid, just to save myself a trip to the dealership and save some money. Also have read that it may be a little bit better than genuine Honda fluid just because it has sealant additives which prevent future leaks, and it is rated for high mileage, so I went with this. Even if it's not perfect, I have, you know, my previous 3 drain and fills were genuine Honda fluid, so it's still majority genuine Honda, so should be good to go. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Yeah, it's my first time doing anything. Take everything I've done and said with a grain of salt. I am not a mechanic, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.